In the heart of South America lies a nation that defies every expectation, Colombia, a country where three mountain ranges converge like nature's own cathedral, where the Caribbean Sea kisses the Pacific Ocean across a narrow isthmus of dreams. This is not the Colombia you think you know. This is a land where emeralds grow in mountains that touch the clouds, where coffee beans ripen under the watchful eyes of spectacled bears, and where indigenous wisdom has survived 5 centuries of conquest. For too long, Colombia has been defined by headlines rather than its heartbeat, but today, we journey beyond the surface to discover a nation that has been quietly preserving some of the world's most extraordinary treasures. From the lost cities hidden in jungle canopies to the underground salt cathedrals carved by human devotion, Colombia is a country where the impossible becomes inevitable. Long before conquistadors set foot on Colombian soil, this land pulsed with the rhythm of advanced civilizations that understood secrets modern science is only beginning to uncover. The Muisca people, master goldsmiths and astronomers, created the legend that would later inspire the myth of El Dorado, not a city of gold, but a man covered in gold dust who dove into Lake Guadavita in ritual offering to the gods. But the Muisca were just one thread in Colombia's rich pre-Columbian tapestry. In the southern highlands, the San Agustin culture carved over 500 monolithic statues between the 1st and 8th centuries, guardians of an ancient necropolis that spans 116 square miles, making it one of the largest archaeological complexes in South America. These stone sentinels, some standing over 20 feet tall, were positioned according to astronomical alignments that demonstrate sophisticated knowledge of celestial mechanics. In the depths of Tierra Adentro, another civilization created what UNESCO calls the most spectacular underground architecture in South America, a network of elaborate tombs carved directly into volcanic rock, decorated with geometric patterns that seem to dance in torchlight. These underground chambers, some descending 30 feet below ground, contain sophisticated drainage systems and ventilation shafts that keep them dry after more than 1,000 years. Colombia's cultural identity was forged in the crucible of 3 worlds colliding, indigenous, European, and African, creating a mestizage so rich and complex that each region developed its own distinct personality. In the Caribbean coast, African drums echo through colonial streets where slaves once walked in chains but now their descendants dance salsa and cumbia with an irrepressible joy that speaks of resilience triumph. The Palenqueros of San Basilio de Palenque, descendants of escaped slaves who established the first free African town in the Americas in 1603, have preserved a unique Creole language that linguists consider a living museum of 17th-century Spanish and African languages. Their oral traditions, passed down through generations, include epic poems that can last for hours, recounting the heroic deeds of their ancestors and the secrets of surviving in freedom. In the Andean highlands, indigenous communities like the Arhuaco have maintained their ancestral wisdom despite centuries of pressure to assimilate. The Arhuaco people, who call themselves the elder brothers of humanity, believe their sacred mountain, the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, is the heart of the world, and modern science has revealed they might be right, as this isolated mountain range contains ecosystems found nowhere else on Earth. Colombia is nature's laboratory, a country where evolution experimented with impossible combinations and succeeded beyond imagination. The Cano Cristales, known as the River of 5 Colors, transforms for a few months each year into a liquid rainbow when endemic aquatic plants bloom in brilliant reds, yellows, and greens beneath crystal-clear waters. This 62-mile river in the remote Serranía de la Macarena was closed to tourists for decades due to conflict, becoming an accidental nature preserve that harbored species thought extinct. In the Amazon basin, Colombia protects the world's most biodiverse rainforest, where a single tree can host more species of ants than exist in all of Britain. The Yasuni National Park contains more tree species in a single hectare than in all of North America, while the rivers teem with pink dolphins that local legends say transform into handsome men to seduce young women under the full moon. But perhaps Colombia's greatest natural wonder is the Paramo, a unique high-altitude tropical alpine ecosystem that exists only along the equatorial mountain ranges of South America. These cloud forests, perpetually shrouded in mist, act as massive water factories, capturing moisture from clouds and slowly releasing it to feed the rivers that supply water to millions of people below. The iconic frailgen plants, some over 100 years old, have evolved velvet-like leaves that can absorb water directly from the air. Tucked away in Colombia's forgotten corners, artisans continue practicing crafts that predate the conquest, their techniques passed down through bloodlines like sacred secrets. In the village of Rakira, potters still shape clay using methods learned from their Chibcha ancestors, creating ceramics that survive decades of use while industrial products crumble within years. The secret lies in the local clay, rich in minerals from ancient lake beds, and firing techniques that reach temperatures precisely calibrated to create pottery so durable that 500-year-old pieces are still being unearthed intact. In the coffee regions, families guard their processing secrets like state treasures, with some farms producing coffee so extraordinary that connoisseurs pay more per pound than for fine caviar. The Huila region's volcanic soil and unique microclimate create coffee with such distinct terroir that expert tasters can identify not just the farm, but sometimes even the specific slope where the beans were grown. Perhaps most mysterious are the traditional healing practices of the Calawayas, itinerant healers who travel between indigenous communities carrying knowledge of over 3,000 medicinal plants. These walking pharmacies can diagnose and treat ailments using combinations of plants that modern pharmacology is only beginning to understand, their effectiveness based on thousands of years of careful observation and experimentation. Beyond the well-known destinations lie Colombia's true treasures, places so remarkable they seem crafted by imagination rather than geology. The Guatapi Rock, a 650-foot granite monolith that rises like a giant stepping stone from a landscape of emerald lakes, offers those brave enough to climb its 740 hand-carved steps a view that defies belief. The flooded valleys below, once coffee farms, now form an intricate archipelago where each inlet tells the story of communities that relocated when the valley was dammed to create hydroelectric power. In the Tatacoa Desert, Colombia reveals its most unexpected face, a Martian landscape of red and gray badlands where cacti grow in formations that seem deliberately arranged for maximum drama. By day, temperatures soar to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, but at night, this becomes one of the world's premier stargazing destinations, where the absence of light pollution reveals celestial displays so vivid that visitors often mistake planets for approaching aircraft. The Zipaquirá Salt Cathedral represents human devotion carved in stone, or rather, salt. Miners excavated this underground cathedral 600 feet below ground in working salt mines, creating a sacred space that can accommodate 8,000 worshippers in chambers carved entirely from rock salt deposits laid down 250 million years ago when this area was covered by an ancient sea. Today's Colombia is experiencing nothing short of a renaissance, a nation rediscovering its own magnificence after decades of looking inward. The transformation of Medellín from one of the world's most dangerous cities to an innovative urban laboratory winning international awards for social architecture demonstrates Colombia's genius for reinvention. The city's innovative urban acupuncture, strategic interventions in the most challenged neighborhoods through libraries, parks, and transportation, has become a model studied by urban planners worldwide. But Colombia's greatest wonder isn't found in any guidebook or UNESCO list. It's written in the faces of its people, a resilience born from surviving everything history could throw at them, a creativity that transforms pain into art, and a warmth that welcomes strangers as family. This is the real magic of Colombia, a people who learn to find beauty in struggle, to create festivals from sorrow, and to build dreams from the ashes of conflict. As our journey through this land of wonders concludes, we leave with the understanding that Colombia's greatest export isn't coffee, emeralds, or even its legendary hospitality. It's hope, proof that nations, like people, can rewrite their stories, that beauty can emerge from chaos, and that sometimes the most extraordinary places are hidden in plain sight, waiting for the world to finally look beyond the headlines to see the heart that beats beneath.